Good evening, everyone. This is Nicole again. I'm back with another video. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. I am. This is another video about Black Panther, the movie that smashed the box offices this past weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now Sunday. The movie has exceeded box office records and Hollywood myths. This comes from the New York Times. Of course, this is a picture of the King, Black Panther himself, Chadwick Boseman, who stars in the movie as T'Challa. Excuse me. So from Los Angeles, they say, "Hail King T'Challa." The Disney Marvel movie Black Panther, which finds a superheroic T'Challa, starring Chadwick Boseman, returning to his remote African kingdom to assume the throne, roared into theaters over the weekend as a full-blown cultural event, breaking box office records and shattering a myth about the overseas viability of movies rooted in Black culture. Global ticket sales by Monday will total an estimated 387 million according to ComScore, and that exceeds what they thought the movie would make. They estimated around 160 to 175 million, so it has exceeded that, almost doubled. Black Panther instantly became the top grossing film in history by a Black director who was Ryan Coogler. As you remember, Ryan Coogler directed the movies Fruitvale Station, starring Michael B. Jordan, and Creed, also starring Michael B. Jordan. So this is Michael B. Jordan's third movie with Ryan Coogler as the director. They seem to be a really good team when it comes to director-actor combinations. And it featured a largely Black cast. The previous record holder was Straight Outta Compton, which collected 214 million worldwide in 2015 over its entire run after adjusting for inflation. So there's a link here to talk about the spoilers, which I won't go into. If you have not seen the movie, please go see the movie. I'm planning to see it again this weekend. I just saw it this past Saturday, yesterday, so I will be going this weekend to see it once more. Then I will more than likely come out with spoilers. Maybe this Friday I'll come out with it, or Saturday, excuse me, come out with a spoiler. Come out with more spoilers if I can. Let me know what you think about a date for that. Disney, which supported Black Panther with a lavish 9-month marketing campaign, said on Sunday that ticket sales for the film in North America will total roughly 218 million between Friday and Monday. Theaters scrambled to add showtimes to accommodate crowds. AMC's South Lake 24 in suburban Atlanta squeezed in 84 showtimes on Friday alone. In many cities, moviegoers arrived in outfits inspired by the film, and there's a link for that as well. Analysts had expected Black Panther to arrive to about 165 million in North American ticket sales, which would itself have been an astounding result for a release outside the holiday and summer corridors. The previous domestic record holder for a February release was Deadpool, which collected an adjusted 159 million over President's Day weekend in 2016. North American audiences appear to love Black Panther as much as critics, excuse me, signaling a strong run ahead. The euphorically reviewed film received a rare A+ grade from ticket buyers in CinemaScore exit polls. Black viewers made up about 37% of the domestic turnout, according to PostTrack, fueled by large numbers of church and school groups, not to mention pent-up demand for a superhero film led by Black actors. There was never any doubt that Black Panther would rock the North American box office. Kevin Feige, the prodigy who runs Marvel, and Alan F. Horn, Disney's movie chairman, have delivered one juggernaut after another. Robert A. Iger, Disney's chief executive, took a personal interest in Black Panther, approving its $200 million production budget, at least 30% more than budgets for other Marvel non-sequels like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, despite concern by some at Disney about sales of Black Panther toys. So basically they're saying that Hollywood, that's that part of that Hollywood myth right there. And this is a picture of Shuri, T'Challa's sister, during the film, during a fight sequence, and she's using the vibranium um, gloves to protect herself to fight. She's played by Shuri is played by Letitia Wright, and she's the Wiz Princess Shuri in Black Panther. And if you remember, if you've seen the show Black Mirror on Netflix, you remember Letitia Wright is in one of the episodes of Black Mirror season 4 as well. She's a really good actress. I like her a lot. The concept of an African story with actors of African descent at the forefront, combined with the scale of modern franchise filmmaking, is something that hasn't really been seen before, Mr. Coogler, the director, told The Hollywood Reporter. You feel like you're getting the opportunity of seeing something fresh, being a part of something new, which I think all audiences want to experience, regardless of whether they are of African descent or not. And then it goes on to say, but no one quite knew how Black Panther would perform overseas. Big budget films that focus on black characters have long been held back by the Hollywood argument, a ridiculous one, let's take that back, a racist one in the eyes of many critics, that foreign audiences have little interest in films with largely black casts. It has been a self-fulfilling attitude. Studios, ever fixated on what kinds of movies have succeeded in the past, never challenged the assumption with a big budget fantasy because they were always too afraid to take the risk. Black Panther arrived to very strong results in the United Kingdom, Belgium, Ukraine, South Korea, Mexico, and Brazil, in many cases beating initial ticket sales for Marvel non-sequels based on lesser-known characters, including Guardians of the Galaxy in 2014. Black Panther was softer in Germany, an important market where the sadomasochistic 50 Shades Freed outsold it. We're extremely pleased with the reaction around the world, even more so because we faced nothing competitively for a month, said Dave Hollis, Disney's president of distribution. And this is a picture of people at the movie. They must have been seeing it in 3D. They have the 3D shades on. Students from the Capitol Preparatory Harlem School watched Black Panther on its opening night in Manhattan. Disney will release Black Panther in Russia, China, and Japan in the weeks ahead. Success in China, the world's fastest growing movie market, will be particularly sweet. If audiences there do not respond, however, it could have little to do with race. Hollywood imports are losing their luster in China as local studios become more skilled at making blockbuster-style movies. Over the weekend in China, the locally produced Monster Hunt 2 arrived to more than $130 million in ticket sales. Lionsgate gave it a 69-screen release to the United States, collecting $390,000. The frenzy around Black Panther has been puzzling to some. It's an important chipping away at this Hollywood notion that somehow studios are taking a bigger risk if they cast non-white actors, but I don't see it as a profound change, said Todd Boyd, a cinema and media studies professor at the University of Southern California, who focuses on popular culture and race. I ultimately see it as exploiting a profitable niche. To me, there is real change afoot when diverse actors are cast in roles that are not inherently diverse, Mr. Boyd added. But many people stood in line to praise Disney for pushing towards more diverse filmmaking. Richard Gelfond, chief executive of IMAX, the large format movie exhibitor which played Black Panther in more than 60 countries, championed Disney for delivering content that is compelling on its face, but also bridges the gap between different cultures, and ultimately is a reflection of the shared values of moviegoers all over the world. Phil Contrino, director of media and research for the National Association of Theater Owners, noted the power of seeing Black Panther in a communal setting on a big screen. Hopefully someday we'll look back at the release of Black Panther as the turning point when diversity and positive representation in blockbusters switched from being an anomaly to being normal, Mr. Contrino said. And Stacey L. Smith, An author of blistering studies about Hollywood's lack of diversity wrote on Twitter in a message to Mr. Iger, who has made inclusion a priority across Disney. We have been watching. Lead and supporting roles have been changing as well as behind the camera. There is more to be done, but this weekend is a giant leap forward. And that's the end of the article. And there are other articles at the bottom that are related. So, as I stated earlier, this comes from the New York Times. And yes, Black Panther did it. This movie is great. I really love the cinematography, the action sequences, the costumes, the actors they chose to play these particular characters. Everything about it was really great. There are some underlying themes and motifs and underlying topics of discussion that could be had concerning some of the interactions between the characters, between the characters on set, and some of the backgrounds of some of the characters as well. If you go to the original, what is it called? The original material, the baseline material that comes from the comic books, you'll see that there are some discrepancies between comics and how they're written and the way the movie was presented. But I get why they did that, because everyone doesn't read comic books. I don't read comic books. But in reading the stories of the background of these characters, you can see there are some discrepancies. And that may be for the better, because, they're using their imagination to bring different stories to life. But anyway, I think it's great that this movie did so well. I congratulate the director, Ryan Coogler, everyone, the cast as well, and everyone who helped with the production, distribution, and the strategy behind making the movie. And if you guys would like to leave comments, questions, anything in the comment section, I'll be much obliged. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you wish to, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great night.